happened at midnight on Halloween that made the little girl never speak again? People in Hollow Creek still whisper that question whenever Halloween comes around. Everyone remembers the night 8-year-old Emily Carter stopped speaking. Emily had always loved Halloween and everything it celebrated, like the pumpkins, the candy, the way the small town lit up with orange lights. That year, she'd begged to spend the night at her grandmother's farmhouse at the edge of the woods. "Please, Mom," she'd said. "Grandma needs help handing out candy. Stay close to the house," she warned. "There's been some trouble lately with people stealing things out of barns. I promise." She had answered eagerly. It seemed simple. A quiet Halloween night, a few trick-or-treaters. But by midnight, the night would change her forever. The power went out just after 8 o'clock. The farmhouse went completely dark except for the faint glow of a few candles. Grandma laughed softly. The storm must have knocked it out. Nothing to worry about. She tried to read by candlelight but kept glancing out the window. That's when she noticed something strange. A pair of headlights, parked far back on the dirt road behind the barn. "Grandma," she whispered, "there's a car out there." Grandma frowned, came to the window and peered out. "Probably some kids parking," she said, but her voice didn't sound sure. "Let's just stay inside." But Emily couldn't stop watching. A figure climbed out of the car and went into the barn. Then another. A small flashlight beam flickered through the cracks in the wood. It wasn't just kids fooling around though. They were carrying bags. She wanted to tell her grandma to call the police, but the landline was dead from the storm. The nearest neighbor was a mile away. If they stayed quiet, maybe the people would leave. But Emily's heart told her they needed to know what was happening. So when Grandma went to check the back door's lock, Emily did something foolish. She slipped on her rain boots, took her small flashlight, and went out through the side door. Emily inched closer, her boots sinking into the mud. The closer she got, the clearer the voices of 2 men became. "Quick, load the rest," one said. "The old man said he keeps the money box in here," said the other. She leaned forward to see. Inside, one man yanked open drawers and kicked at wooden crates. The other was by the far wall, shining his light toward a shelf. Then the second man froze. "Hey," he hissed. "Did you hear something?" Emily ducked behind a rain barrel, holding her breath. Her flashlight slipped from her hand and hit the ground with a soft clink. "Someone's out there," the man said. Emily's heart pounded. She turned to run, but her foot caught on a rope and she stumbled. A light hit her back. "Hey, you!" She ran, sprinting toward the house, mud splashing up her legs. Behind her, she could hear boots pounding after her. "Get her!" someone shouted. She reached the porch, yanked the door open, and screamed, "Grandma!" The men were almost at the steps when a sudden flash of headlights lit the yard, and a police cruiser came barreling into the driveway. The car screeched to a stop, its siren wailing. Officer Daniels, the town deputy, jumped out with his flashlight and gun drawn. "Stop right there and drop the weapon." The men froze, their faces pale in the beam of light. One dropped the bag he was carrying, and it hit the ground with a heavy metallic clank. The other one had a huge hunting knife aimed at Emily. Daniels grabbed them both before they could run. Inside the bag were stolen tools, jewelry, and cash boxes from several break-ins around Hollow Creek. Emily clung to her grandmother, shaking. The deputy knelt beside her. "You did good, kid," he said softly. "Real good. You helped stop them." But Emily couldn't answer. Her throat felt tight, her hands trembling uncontrollably. The men stared at her as they were handcuffed and their eyes full of anger. One of them mouthed something she would never forget. "You saw too much," and drew his finger across his throat, threatening her to keep quiet. In the weeks that followed, the police said Emily's quick thinking had helped them catch the thieves responsible for months of robberies. Everyone called her brave, but Emily didn't feel brave. She didn't speak again. Not to her parents, not to the doctor, not even to Grandma. Every time she tried, she saw those men's faces, those cold eyes staring at her in the dark. Her parents moved her to another town, hoping a new school would help. She learned to communicate by writing things down, by pointing, by quiet gestures. But her voice never came back. Years later, after the men were released from prison, one of them disappeared. Some said he left town. Others whispered that he'd been seen once, standing on the old dirt road near the farmhouse, watching the lights through the window. Emily never went back. But every Halloween night, she woke at midnight and sat by her window, staring into the dark, remembering the barn, the lights, and the moment she stopped being a child. People still wonder why Emily never spoke again after that night. The truth is simple. She saw something real, something cruel, and something she could never unsee. And that kind of fear doesn't haunt like a ghost. It just stays quiet.